What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we are going to discuss what is actually coming, because right now almost all states are going to start playing these games with their residents. And I want to explain what's going to happen, what we're about to see, and why this is potentially going to impact our midterm elections coming up in less than 3 months. Because here's what I can tell you. In less than 3 months, we could see a hotly contested election. We're already seeing some contestants realize they have been beaten and they're dropping out of the race. We're also going to see, and again, it's going to be very soon, but what's going to happen is really interesting, because according to multiple election experts, they believe who controls the Senate this time around is going to come down to one specific state. And that state just so happens to be the exact same state that flipped the Senate from Republican to Democrat back in 2020. That state is Georgia. Now, it doesn't matter if you live in Georgia or not. You need to understand what's about to happen, okay? Because again, this is just out of Georgia, but this is going to impact every single state. And if you remember, back in 2020, Democrats had a plan. The Democrats running for the Senate in Georgia, and even President Biden himself, he made some promises. They all made promises. And they made promises to the Georgians that if they voted Democrat, that they all promised a $2,000 stimulus check. Well, something's very interesting that's happening again, and that is that this time around, Governor Kemp is proposing some type of stimulus. Now, I want to address what's happening here, because last week, Governor Kemp, he actually announced that he wants to use $2 billion of Georgia's $5 billion surplus and give it back to taxpayers in the state. And he said, and I quote, "I believe that this isn't the government's money. It's yours, and our job isn't to spend it all just because we can." He also went on to say, "We want to give you, the citizens, your money back because it's going to be more than we just need to spend on wasteful projects." Now, why is he saying this? Why would a governor come out and say, yeah, we could take your money and we could blow it on wasteful projects, but let's give it back to you? Well, here's one of the reasons why. He wants to give it back to the state taxpayers and give everybody their money back, because he's afraid that Democrat Stacey Abrams, who's actually running against him for governor, that she's going to take this money and spend it on new government-funded programs. And he had this to say about it. He said, "This is one-time money. If you build new government programs with one-time money, it's not going to be there next year, and she's not going to be able to pay for all the plans that she is putting out there without raising your taxes, and that is a fact." Now, what's interesting about this, and again, one of the reasons why I bring this up, and I know the majority of my audience is not from Georgia, but the reason I bring this up is because that's exactly how many lawmakers feel as well, is that we are spending money on these one-time projects. This is one-time money. We're spending this money trying to get these new government-funded programs together to help out the American people, but the problem is they're only going to be around for maybe 1 or 2 years. At that point, lawmakers will come back to the table and try to fix things and try to extend these programs. They did this with stimulus. They tried to do this with the unemployment benefits. They attempted but failed to do this with the child tax care payments, right? They do this all the time, so it's nothing new. Well, here's how Governor Kemp wants to distribute these funds. Just to give you an idea, if you do live in Georgia, this is what he's planning, and this is something that many states are actually considering as well. And again, I mention all this because these are the games we're about to see. Many states are going to be talking about new proposals, especially right before the election, as to who they're going to help, how much it's going to be, and whether or not these get approved. Honestly, I don't know. That's for a different video and a completely different story. But right now, this is what you need to look forward to. Here's how the proposal would work. Out of the $2 billion, $1 billion would be actually given to taxpayers through income tax rebates. It would be $250 for single filers, $375 for head of household, and $500 for joint filers. The other $1 billion would be given to property owners through the Georgia homeowners rebate. And estimates show that this would provide about a $500 exemption. So a decent amount of money coming back to the residents. But again, we're about to see many states do this exact same thing. It's not just Georgia. It's not just California. Other states are considering doing this stuff. So be prepared, because we don't know which proposals are going to actually pass. We don't know which ones lawmakers are just trying to sway votes on their residents. We don't know any of this stuff. So just be prepared, because I guarantee you what we're going to see moving forward is going to be a lot of games. There's going to be a lot of talk and speculation. But honestly, there might not be much that comes from any of this. Now, I don't know whether or not this is going to pass. Again, he just addressed this, this past week, so we'll see, and I'll provide you updates as we get them. But what I can tell you is these political games, there's nothing new. This is nothing new. We're going to continue to see these different political games being played by, governors, lawmakers, senators. Doesn't matter. If you are a candidate, you're up for re-election or even election. This is the time. This is the time you got to make your opponent look bad, and whether you make your opponent look bad and you look better at the same time, who knows, all right? But that's what we know at this time. As always, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and share all latest news and updates. Again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.